Alexa said I look dark right now. We'll fix it in post. All right, no, so that's actually a good segue as to today's video. Welcome back, guys. We want to show you guys today is when we have to shoot with less than desirable lighting conditions. So today we're shooting pretty close to the middle of the day. It's actually at noon. So the sun is pretty much at the highest point in the sky. And one thing that we have to do is kind of mitigate that, because usually what we try to do is keep the sun behind our couple in order for that backlighting to look really nice, in order for them to have nice even lighting in the front. When it's coming directly from overhead, it's a little bit tougher. I mean, there is still an angle, and if you stand somewhere, you can see where your shadow is falling. You basically tell your couple to face and follow their shadow. That's what you want, but then your backgrounds become limited because of the only areas you can shoot. It doesn't look like much here, but we're showing you guys some photos of what it looks like when you zoom in and you crop and you're intentional about what your backgrounds look like. This is actually a really nice spot, and I'm surprised that nobody's using it because everybody's in the front, because obviously the front is where it's a little bit more decorative. But if you want good lighting, if you want clean lighting, and you want more privacy where it doesn't feel as intense and crazy, this is a nice little area in the back of the Laguna Hills Civic Center, which is where we are today. So, few tips if you're shooting in the middle of the day. Like I said, try to have them follow their shadow. That's good. You know, it's going to be the best that you're going to be able to get. Also look for backgrounds that are a little bit darker, relatively speaking, than if you were shooting directly into the bright sunlight back here. So those are different tips that you can use. Another one is that shade is your best friend. As you can see here, the lighting is just very soft, it's clean, it works. The only thing that I'll do when I shoot here is I'll underexpose a little bit, which means I'll shoot it a little bit darker so we don't blow out everything in the background and it doesn't become white back there. So we'll just make it just a little bit darker overall, so in post we're going to be able to push it. And if you even look here, the background over there is not completely bright like it is on this side over here. So I wouldn't want to shoot with this bright background. I would rather shoot where it's a little bit darker because the sun is behind there too. So over here is just a nice little area. After you shoot the ceremony, bring them out here. And then you can shoot around the perimeter and use off-camera flash to complement the scene, but it's just something that you have to be more mindful about. If you're short on time, if you want to just do groups and not have to be blasting them with flash the entire time, an area like this in the shade is going to be your best friend. Here's a little photographer tip also. If you're shooting, I mean, if you're shooting almost any time, you should do this anyway. But if you're shooting in the middle of the day, definitely give your sensor a little bit of cleaning, because if you're using off-camera lighting and then you're shooting at a very high f-stop, every little bit of dust is going to show. So usually what I do is I do a little bit of what I just did, and then I also have it saved in my favorites where I have sensor cleaning. So cleaning mode, you're going to hear a little buzz. Listen. There we go. So it kind of shakes off the sensor a little bit, and then I'll probably do a little bit more just to have it as clean as possible, because otherwise, like I said, you're going to see this little dust in the photo, and it's not going to be very pretty, and it's going to be very annoying to clean up. I usually clean up, or at least blow off some of the dust on the front element as well, because sometimes if you have it on there and it's right where the sunspot is, it's going to be very like fuzzy in that area. So just, or like it's going to look grimy in that area rather. So just make sure you clean off your sensor, clean off your lens, so you don't have to do as much work on the computer. Right, so we just wrapped up, and overall it was really, really good. The thing is, just like any other wedding, just like any other event, just like any photo shoot, you have to navigate through a few things. Some of it is wind, as you're seeing with my hair, but today it was mostly, actually it was two things. It was the time of day, which was a little more harsh. So what we ended up doing is doing a lot of the photos, as you guys are seeing right now, in the back, where we just kept it very contained. We did smaller groups back there, and it was very clean, and that's what you want to do when you're in a situation like this. We did do one at the end where we get a little bit of the palm trees, a little bit of the architecture of the building, but we didn't do a huge wide one because of the amount of people that would have been in the background. So yes, we have AI, but that's something that just would be extremely time consuming or nearly impossible to Photoshop everyone out in a perfect way. So I think that if I were to give you guys some advice, if you're getting married at Laguna Hills Civic Center, is maybe Saturday would not be the ideal one, just because it's a lot more busy than any other day. If that's the only day you can do it, just understand that there's going to be some challenges that you're going to be dealing with. And as far as lighting, like I said, always look for the shade. It's going to be your best friend. Bring some off-camera flash if you have that in your kit as a photographer, because that will help you. But overall, I mean, we had a great shoot. They're very happy, and that's the most important part. And now we're going to see them for the reception later on in the afternoon. where we're gonna do more photos with a lot nicer lighting. Overall, very successful shoot. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.